Hey, it's Lauren from rustichoney.com, and today I'm getting ahead for the holidays, doing a little planning and prep, so come along with me as we get ready. Well, happy Thanksgiving, my friends. I swear on this channel, we just jump from one holiday to the next because that's how fast time goes, it seems like, around here. I happen to have a slow Sunday here to do a little recording, so I thought I would share with you a little waffle recipe that I have been working on perfecting for a few weekends, and it's just been kind of on repeat here. So I'm gonna actually put this recipe in the description box below too, but I'll kind of read it off as I go here. But I did 200 grams of starter discard. It could be a fed starter or discard, however you want to do it. It works both ways. 2 eggs, and then I start with about 150 grams of milk, but you can always add a little bit more milk later. I just don't like to get it too wet, because my starter already was a little wet anyway, I felt like. So anyway, we can add more milk in later. Then I add in a stick of butter, and for your dry ingredients, you'll need 150 grams of flour, 50 grams of sugar, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, a teaspoon of salt, and then you saw there I kind of forgot to put the vanilla in, which is a super important part. So I did 2 teaspoons of vanilla in there as well. And then I found this little handy hack on Pinterest, and it is perfect for like a holiday breakfast. I feel like if you want to do this on Christmas morning, it would be perfect. But you twist your bacon up and then line a sheet with parchment paper, lay your twisted bacon on it, and then wash your hands, of course, and then sprinkle brown sugar on top of all of that, and then stick it in the oven. I will say it takes quite a while to bake to get it to the crispness that I like it. I think I baked this batch at like 400 degrees for about 30 minutes. And I feel like that was about medium done, but then I ended up sticking it back in the oven because I like my bacon a little bit more crispy. But it's the perfect little blend of sweet and savory. It's not too sweet, but it just has a little something extra. You know, that little something extra you're usually looking for on the holidays or on Christmas morning. So a great little addition there, but I thought I would test it out this weekend for a fun little side. So for breakfast, we're having the homemade sourdough waffles here and some bacon. I hope you'll give the recipes a try. My family was sure excited for this little slow morning breakfast. It kind of hit the spot. And meanwhile, out my kitchen window, there's a cattle drive going on, which is not unusual around here. We do rotational grazing, and my husband's constantly moving cows around. You can see they pretty much do. They know what to do now. they have it down. But we are already feeding hay. We had a very, very dry summer here, so I think we started feeding hay as early as early September. So anyway, we've been thankful lately to get a little bit of rain, though, as we move into more of the fall season. All right, now let's get into some of the holiday planning. I am using the little holiday planner from Diana's channel. I am not going to attempt to say her last name because I will mess it up, but I will link her channel below. If you're familiar with the Minimal Mom, she is her sister, Diana, and I think those two are so fun. I like to listen to both of their channels and their podcasts, but she has a good little holiday planner that involves the true meaning of the season, and it really helps me to become more grounded in the beginning of the season about my intentions and how I want to approach the season. So I always like to print out the pages that I want to read through and just work through that. And this is the perfect day to do it on the back porch. It is so nice outside. I just thought I would go soak up the sun while I'm thinking through the things that I want for this holiday season. I definitely recommend this guide, and I will link it down below, but she talks a little bit about what more do you want to do this holiday than the last, or what things could you eliminate, which I think all of us have plenty of things we could probably cross off the list for the season, because we're usually overwhelmed with a million things that don't really matter. So I always like to start here. And then she also has a good little gift guide in there, so it gets me thinking about all the people on my list, or at least allows me to write down every single person that I'm buying for. And I know that most of you are probably already doing that, but something about putting pen to paper for me is so helpful. I keep a list in my phone throughout the year of ideas for people, and that is very helpful. But once I put it on paper, it becomes a plan, and it's more actionable. Another thing I've been doing the last few years that really helps me get through the holiday season with less stress is the meal plan. My number one tip though is to just get traditional. So every year I make the same dishes for Thanksgiving. And I think I got this tip first from my mom, who made me realize that your family comes to expect those same dishes from you. So when you hit the jackpot with maybe a new recipe, if you're just getting into this, then be sure to save it and repeat it next year. And then that can become your signature dish that you make every year. And I'll tell you what, it saves you so much time and energy and brain bandwidth because you're not thinking about it. So I actually kept last year's list too, and I write out all of the weekends that we're doing things. So I start with deer season because around here that is like a holiday. So we start with deer season here in Missouri. My husband's family is a huge hunting family, so we have a big get together. And my mother-in-law jokes that is the beginning of the holiday season, and it very much is. So we have that, and then we have Thanksgiving. I throw in some birthdays in there. We've got Christmas, or several different gatherings for Christmas. I have the holiday planner here from Diana from last year too. So I'm a paper person. I keep those things, and I'll tell you, it is so helpful when you write down tips for yourself because you think you'll remember, but you don't. So I have written down exactly how I make ahead my sweet potato casserole the night before, and when to start baking it, like all of the timeline and everything, all the tips are there. So I don't have to think about it again. I've created a system that works, and I keep it all in this blue folder so that I have it all in order. And when it comes to the week of the holiday, I already have it in front of me and I don't have to think about it again. All I have to do is order the groceries, check my pantry, and then, make the time when you're going to start cooking. That's probably the hardest part of this, right? I'm using Diana's planner here again too. And as you can see, I'm crossing out where she has like appetizers, entrees, and sides for the holiday meal plan because I don't necessarily host, but I have several events that I'll be going to during the holiday season. So I'm just starting to kind of pencil in those go-to items like sugar cookies. I now make my grandma's sugar cookies every Christmas, and I just know that that's expected and that's what I'll do. It has just become tradition, and I like it because it's simple in that way, and it creates memories for my kids, I think, along the way too. That being said, I do like to try a new recipe, one or two maybe new recipes throughout the season, and I'll either do that as like an extra Christmas side or something for New Year's Eve. I'll try to trickle those in, and if I love it, then I'll keep the paper copy for next year. Okay, all of this Christmas talk has me in the mood to clean my house up a little bit and get a few decorations out. I'm just itching to have those evenings that are calm with the Christmas lights, so I might put up a few things today, but at first, as you can see, I need to dust. I feel like our house gets majorly neglected from basically the month of October into maybe the beginning of November. My business is really busy during that time, and we are just in the groove in school with all the things for the kids, so dusting is the last thing on my list, obviously. As you can see, my kids had decorated the lantern there, which was nice. I wanted to put one of my little bitty trees up just because it was easy to get out of storage. I didn't video it, but earlier this day, I spent time taking down all the fall decor, packing it away, and putting it back in the storage room, which, as you know, is like a chore in and of itself. So I went ahead and got out all the Christmas totes and sat them in my basement so they'd be easy to access. And this little tree was front and center. So I thought I would just bring it upstairs and put it on our mantle in a cute little basket. I also found this little table runner down there, which I usually don't end up using the table runner because I'm afraid my kids are going to get it really messy. So I thought, well, I'll just stuff it in this basket and it'll look a little bit like a little tree skirt stuffed in here and give it kind of a fun country primitive look. I like to get a jump start on a little bit of a Christmas decor at a time. I usually don't do everything all in one day because it's honestly exhausting. And I try to do things creatively, and I try to switch things up every year, so that takes a little extra time, I feel like. Again, though, I'm traditional, so if it's more up your alley to do the same thing every year and it's easy to pull it out and get it up all in one day, then you do that. But for some reason, I like to take my time when it comes to my decor, and I like to switch it up a little bit from year to year. I did buy these little lights. I can link them for you, but I still haven't decided if I would necessarily recommend them. I wanted these little clip-on candles, and these come with a remote, which I liked. And they also, they are battery powered. So they come on cords. I will say they came in like the biggest knot possible. I was over here like, son of a nutcracker. And my husband saved the day and helped me untangle them. So anyway, I feel like it's not Christmas decorating if you don't have one moment like that at least. There's some lights that don't work, some that are tangled. It's just that moment. So I clipped on all of these on this little tree, and I still want to add a few more things to it, so you'll have to stick around for my decorating video coming up soon on how I decide to finish that tree up. The kids have also been super excited to get the trees put up, so we've recently been working on that, and I'll be sharing that soon too. But we have the old school trees where you have to put every single branch in, but I'm still on the team that like they don't make them like they used to, so I really don't want to get rid of that tree because they're so much more full. So like I said, I've been doing my decorating in spurts. How about you? Let me know in the comments below. Do you do all of your trees on one day, or all of your decor on one day, or just everything at once? Let me know how it goes for you. Or maybe you just don't go all out. Maybe you just do your Christmas tree, and that's cool too. But let me know in the comments below what your routine looks like. One more tip I have for holiday planning is to make a wish list with your kids. And since they don't always send the catalogs in the mail anymore, we usually write out the things that we want on a piece of paper, and then I'll sit with the kids at the computer to create a little like collage of the things that they want. My kids love doing that, and it also helps mom and grandmas and everybody else who has these kiddos on their list. And to wrap up this little hodgepodge video of holiday planning, we also did a little thrifting one day, just me and my little boys. I thought this little piece of furniture was really cute, and I'm still looking for something for our kitchen nook, but it was in great shape and had little magnetic opening here, which I thought was kind of neat. I really kind of want to use it more so for a little desk area in our nook, but to be continued there on what I'm gonna do. I also found these little ornaments. I didn't end up buying any. I may have to go back and see if they're still there, but they're little antique ornaments, and I thought they were so pretty, and they were hefty. I feel like they would last forever. Obviously they've lasted this long. I don't know what time period those are from. I also saw these at Hobby Lobby, and I thought they were really pretty, so maybe someday I'll switch up my Christmas tree to kind of those colors. I love that. And this gingerbread house I saw at Marshall's was just glorious. I didn't end up buying it, but I thought it would be so cute on my open kitchen shelves, so I'm still daydreaming about that. Maybe a DIY in the future, we'll see. Join me again soon as I share my Christmas decorating video next. I'm really excited to show you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thanks for stopping by today.